Hey guys, welcome back to the Deep Dive Machine Learning channel. I am Yagdish Bobe, and today we are going to be talking about GSOC and GSOD, Google Summer of Code and Google Summer of Docs. Both of them are one of the most biggest open source programs out there, and technically they are not internships, but they are better than most of the internships out there. All right. Before we go any further, all of you guys who don't know what open source is, basically open source software or open source project, open source organizations, they basically have their whole project, their whole code base on a public domain. And anyone in the world can access their code base. They can share it, they can download it, and they can even add some features that this whole open source community works on different projects and keeps on adding new features so that the software gets more and more developed. All right. So that is basically what open source is. And I've created a separate video about open source and why you should do it. Why is it so important? I'll link that in the description below. But right now, we'll focus on GSOC and GSOD. Basically, these are all the necessary information that you will need about both of these programs. First is the eligibility. As you can see, GSOC, the only requirement is that you should be 18 plus. They known organization that is basically a university or a college. But now even non-students, they are promoting non-students. So they have updated their eligibility criteria to just 18 plus. That's the only requirement. All right. There is no need for validation and anything like that. But eligibility in GSOD, many of you guys don't have any idea what GSOD is. So GSOD, Google Summer of Docs, is basically an organization has to maintain its documentation, right? A documentation that describes all the guidelines that all people follow, all the rules, all the versions, all the updates, and all the features, all the workflows, all the charts, that this is how this thing works. This is how this directory is connected to this directory. So all these documentations are part of a project, right? So for this, you have a separate open source program that is GSOD. All right. So if you like technical writing and if you understand how a project works very well and are able to describe it, just this is a good program for you. All right. The eligibility criteria in GSOD is a little bit advanced. I mean, you have to be 18 plus, and other than that, you have to have some experience in technical writing. For example, you have your own blog, maybe you have published some articles. Just link those articles on your profile, on proposal that you submit. All right. And even if you haven't done it before, what you can do is, right after watching this video, select a topic of your interest related to computer science or related to the language you are learning, or maybe related to your interest, right? It can be on web development, it can be on Android development, it can be on machine learning or data science, or literally any field of computer science. Okay. So yeah, the next part is the duration of these programs. So you can see GSOC has a duration from 3 to 6 months. Some projects have 3 month period time, but the participants and organizations that want to finish that or take or increase the time period, they can do that and they can extend it to 6 months. So they have that option. All right. Then in GSOD, the average time is 10 to 12 weeks. 10 to 12 weeks. So basically 3 month period for this to complete. All right. Then we have the stipend. So stipend for GSOC is basically around $3,000. As you can see, that is basically 2.25 lakhs in Indian rupees. And then we have GSOD. So stipend in GSOD can vary from minimum, that is 1.45 lakhs to a maximum of around 5 lakhs. So yeah, this is a pretty huge range, and this is basically the basic information that you need to know about both of these programs. But many of you already knew this information, right? What is the next step that you should take right now to participate in these programs, to have a chance at cracking these programs? So this is the official Google Summer of Code website, and here we have 2022 program announced. So this program has already started. The application period has started. Application period for the organizations has started. So what I wanted to do is first go on this view program timeline. So you'll get what is the exact timeline of the whole program. You can view it through here. So February 7th, the organization's registration had started on February 7th. And you can see all the timelines, right? So for contributors, for participants like us, April 4th is the application period. On April 4th, you can start submitting your proposals. In March, what you can do is contact the organization, develop your proposal with them. You can talk with them, discuss your whole project. So in March period, you'll have that discussion time. All right. So potential GSOC contributors discuss application ideas with mentoring organizations. So you can talk and discuss the whole project. And the proposal that you build, you'll start submitting that from April 4 to April 19. From June 13, coding will officially begin. All right. So this is the time period where the whole program is started. So these are all the dates that you can go through. All right. Now, what I wanted to do is, these are all the guidelines. All right. So you can open this in the new tab and you can read all the guidelines related to this project. You are probably a contributor, so you'll read the student guidelines. Other than that, what you can do is click on the mailing list and go on both of these links. Like, I'll show you what to do. Yeah. So this is basically the mailing list. All right. Click on the join group button and enter your email. So what will happen is any updates that come will directly be emailed to you. All right. One of the best ways to stay on top of things for the whole program. Similarly, this discussions group is basically for all the participants. They have formed kind of a community. So here you can discuss anything. All right. So here are all the participants. They are asking various questions and they're asking which project to work on after choosing an organization. They're asking different questions. So, and they are getting answers too. The community is very supportive. If you ask a question, you'll definitely have a reply within a few hours. All right. So the first step is basically to join both of these groups. Right. Now, the next thing is, go on this website. This is basically gsockorganizations.dev. I'll link that in the description box. What I need you to do is find an organization that meets your areas of interest, your skill set. All right. So how you do that is basically, what you'll do is filter out organization based on the number of years they participated. So basically, I'll only select the organizations that are participating from the last 3 or 4 years, right? So they have a higher chance of participating in 2022. So what I'll do is 2021, 22, then 2018 and 2019. So the last 4 years they have been participating. These are all the organizations. Other than that, you can select the categories, right? We'll see all of them. So data, media, programming language, web, science, medicine, and all of them. So I'll click on web and I'll also click on programming languages. Other than that, select the technologies. Technology is basically all the languages and all the frameworks that you know how to use. So I know Python, I know JavaScript, and you can select anything. All right. So I can write TensorFlow, can write Git, can write JavaScript. You can select as many as you want, but make sure you know how to do them. All right. Then other than that, what you can select is topic. What topic are you interested in? So for me, I'll click on machine learning. You can also select multiple topics, but I'll just select one. And you can see I have narrowed down all of these huge number of organizations to only 2, right? So this is how you can select organizations, and make sure that you only have 1, 2, or maybe maximum the 3 number of organizations selected. So what you'll do is click on this and then you'll directly be loaded to the organization page, right? So it shows you that this R organization, R is a free software environment. This is basically the description of the project. Then it has been participating in GSOC for the last 6 years. All right. These are all the programming languages that are required for this project, and these are all the topics that this project includes. But you don't have to know everything to get started, right? So even if you only know 3 or 4, or maybe like 50 to 60% of all the technologies required here, then it's fine. You can directly go to their website. For example, here we have visit website, right? We'll click on that, we'll go to their website and we'll directly ask them, right? I'll show you that in a moment, but focus this here, past projects. So what you can do is you can read these past projects. These are the projects that were submitted by the last year students or maybe even earlier, right? So auto binary segmentation package. So all of these you can read in more detail by clicking more details or code submission, etc. But now what we'll do is we'll visit site, right? So this is basically the official website of the R organization, right? And then after coming to this page, every organization has a contributing section or the contributors section, right? So here we'll see get involved contributing. So click on that. Here you are seeing our contributor side. This is the site for people interested in contributing to join our Slack group. So what you'll do is in any organization that you select, there is a discussion group, or maybe there is a Slack group like this. Anyway, they have a discussion forum, right? You have to join that. And what you do is introduce yourself in that. So what you have to do is join the Slack group, join the discussion forum, and introduce yourself and write that I want to contribute to this organization. What should I do? How should I get started? Just talk with people and ask for their advice. And trust me, the open source whole community is so supportive. They will answer each and every question, no matter how stupid it is. I mean, if it is at all. And if you're a beginner, definitely your questions will be stupid. And it's fine because they have experienced that when they were a starter too. All right. So yeah, that is basically how you can get started with the organization. All right. You can directly ask them how to get started. You also have all the tutorial page. In every organization, you have tutorials, right? So basically, these are all the steps that you need to require to get started with R development. All right. So here we have R development guide. All of the topics are just as follows. All of the topics are described, right? You can just click where to test and you'll have a complete article on it. That's how it is with every organization. Maybe the name will be different. Maybe they'll have a different name, but they'll definitely have a page that shows you all the guidelines and tutorials. All right. So basically, we can summarize that. First, we have to pick an organization to filter. Second, read their previous year projects. And third, visit their website, right? Explore the website. Fourth, read their contribution guidelines. Every organization has one and they may have slight variations. So try to read contribution guidelines. Fifth is join their discussion group or Slack group, whatever they are using. And every organization does have one. So go there, join it, and introduce yourself to them, talk with them, and tell them that you're interested in this organization for GSOC 2022 and that you want to work with it, right? You want to contribute to the project. So how can you get started? Just ask them questions, right? And they will offer you the best advice that anyone can offer, right? Because they have been contributing, or maybe they have been with this organization from the very beginning, right from where this organization started, right? So they will offer you the most valuable advice and experience that you can get. So guys, this is the official Season of Docs website, and as you can see, it has a description. Season of Doc provides support for open source projects to improve their documentation and give professional technical writers an opportunity to gain experience in open source. So basically, it gives professional technical writers. This is mentioned because I have already told you that the eligibility criteria for this is a little higher, but it doesn't mean that you really have to be a professional or you have to get a job to do this. You just have to have an experience with writing a technical article. A technical article is basically all the technicalities in a project, all the workflows in the project, how one feature is connected to another, how the directories of this organization are connected to each other, how the whole workflow, how the whole flow of this organization is. That's what the documentation describes, right? So if you are comfortable with doing that, if you are comfortable with expressing all of that understanding of the whole project into words, then this is something that you can do. And you can directly press get started. It will take you to the participants page. All right, get started with Season of Docs. So this is the introduction, and this is the part for organizations, and this is the part for technical writer, right? So bring your technical writing expertise to open source, right? Here you have organization eligibility, technical writing eligibility, right? You can read through this, right? And then you have the timeline section. You can see all the dates of how this project is going to work. So program announcement, organization applications. Right now it's the organization application period, and doc development, technical writers hiring starts from May 16. Sorry, it's the deadline. So it starts from April 14 till May 16. Now there are some results. Results are from basically the previous year. Then there are some rules. You have to read the rules, all right? Then you can read the previous projects, right? What were the projects in the last year? Original project proposal. You can even read what were the proposals, right? Because you have to know that how to create a proposal, right? So you can read these past proposals for you to get the idea about how to write those. The next thing I wanted to do is go on the GitHub profile of Season of Docs, GitHub repository. So what you'll do is just search. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the URL. I'll share it in the description below. So this is technical writers who are interested in participating in 2022 Season of Docs. So all of the participants who are interested can write their name. They can submit all their portfolios and they can write their interests and experience. So you see, these are all the participants that are interested. These are all the profiles. I'll put that here. See, Eva Sharma with portfolio, resume, GitHub, LinkedIn, Medium, and their experience, docs, tech stack. It doesn't have to be this long. It doesn't have to be that structured. See, these are, some are short, some are long. So these are all the participants, right? Even I have mine. You will find it somewhere here. See, Yagesh Bobe, I have all the links right here. Then experience doc, tech stack, currently working. So you can add all of them right there. All right. So how you do it is basically click on this edit button. Actually, it's asking username, but basically you'll log in. You'll click on the edit button, and then you'll in the end part of the document, you'll add your own profile and then commit the changes, right? This is the step that you should immediately take, right? You're interested because the organization will be able to see your portfolio, right? They'll directly be able to see your name, your all portfolios and your experience. So they'll get idea about what kind of experience you have. And the next thing that I wanted to do is, if you don't have any technical experience, if you don't have any writing experience, but you want to get started, right? See, because there is no restriction that you can only participate in GSOC or GSOD. You can participate in both. You can crack both, all right? So what I wanted to do is, if you haven't already started in technical writing, I'll suggest what you do is go on Geeks for Geeks, and in that, go on the right section. Actually, I'll just show you. Go on the bottom page, and here you will see write an article, right? So what you can do is just click on the write an article section, and you'll see all the guidelines and how to contribute. So this is basically, you can start writing an article, right? So start here. There are multiple websites that you can go to, but Geeks for Geeks is pretty reputed, and I'm sure that many of you guys already use this website if you have any doubts, right? So yeah, you can directly contribute it, and you can write that article as one of your previous experiences when you write the proposal, right? You can create your own blog starting today and write whatever topics of interest you have. Write on whatever topics of interest you have. Other than that, maybe you can write on Medium, right? Medium has many publications that you can directly write to. For example, I'm a machine learning enthusiast, so I follow Towards Data Science. This is a pretty huge organization for machine learning, and what you can do is write an article and directly click on the contribute section, and you can send them that, and if they accept it, they'll publish it on their own website, and they have 620K followers. So a huge audience will read your article. Or what you can do is just publish it on your own account. Just sign in, create your account, and you can publish your own articles. So basically that's how you can get started with writing. All right, you don't have to like do a complete course. You just need to make it simple to understand. You need to have a definite structure. Yeah, that's one thing. You need to have a definite structure, and yeah, try to read more articles on the topics that you are trying to write, so that you get a basic idea of how experienced writers write, how they structure their article, right? So I think that's it for this video. I have covered what are the immediate steps that you need to take in both GSOD and GSOC to participate, right? That's it for this video. And if you liked it, hit the like button and be sure to subscribe the channel. See you guys next time.